later. All right. So speaking of vlog, all right, it's not a group discussion, okay? But of course, this is a group work. So the aim of a vlog is to educate and to provide information, okay, pertaining to a topic, all right? If you have watched National Geographic, if you have watched documentaries, you would know that a vlog is supposed to be like a recording of you, all right, talking about the particular topic. All right, I'm about to share with you a link at the moment, all right, pertaining to a sample of vlog. All right, this is a project done by an established blogger. All right, but what I want you to do is not exactly the same, but you understand the concept of vlog. All right, just give me a second. Okay, just give me a second now. Just give me a second. Oh, not this. Okay, while waiting for me to find it, okay, while waiting for me to find the link, all right. If you have any questions pertaining to the vlog, you can actually ask me.
Uh,
Yeah,
Madam,
yes.
when is the due date for the vlog?
Okay,
When should we submit it?
okay, if you actually look at the assignment details, all right, the due date is over there actually. All right, the due date is over there. Do you have it with you?
Uh, uh, I'll check it again. Okay, thank you, Madam.
Yeah. All right. Um, is there any other questions? Oh, oh God. I forgot. Where is the link? Hidden City. Anyone else have got a question pertaining to vlog?
Madam,
Yeah.
how many minutes do we need to do the vlog?
Okay. It's also in the assignment details actually. Okay. Supposedly, the vlog should not be more than 15 minutes. Okay, and you're supposed to work within that.
Okay, thank you, Madam.
Okay. Hidden City. Oh God. Okay, I will send you the link. All right. Of the class discovery. Oh. Okay. Here. Okay, I found it. My God. Oh, how did I even lose this? Okay. All right. Just give me a second. Okay. Where are you guys? Okay. Mm, okay. All right. I'm gonna share the link with you now. Thank you, Arif. Okay, I had to put on some colors on my face because it's getting really dull to work from home. It's killing, trust me, to be at home all the time and then you feel like you have lost the touch of working well. So yeah, I had to assume myself as if I'm in the office. Okay, so I have already sent in the link, all right, for you to go and watch on. This is a particular project done by one of the blogger, all right. He talks about this particular city, all right, Taiwan, okay, and how this is actually hidden and so forth. So this is the concept that I want you to embrace when you are about to work on your vlog. All right. So let's say you're given a topic. All right. So if you actually look at your topics, the topics are all quite challenging, and some can be a little bit contradicting as well. But that is the real goal of a blog. All right. That means you're supposed to educate people pertaining to the topic. All right. You can agree or disagree. It's up to you. All right. If you feel that the topic is very biased, for example, there's one topic on is Malaysia safe for women? All right, so you can discuss about it. You can talk about it from the aspect of how the law is actually protecting the women, all right, and how women are free to take up any form of martial arts or any form of education that is going to help them. Or you can talk about how women can actually walk freely on the street of KL, all right, probably, if it's still safe. All right, or you can probably talk about how Malaysia is not safe for women. Okay, you can talk about how young kids are getting raped. Okay, you can talk about how sexual harassment is taking place at workplace. So how you want to tailor down the particular topic, it's on your creativity. So which means that let's say there are 5 of you in a team. Okay, you are supposed to talk about the topic. All right, you're supposed to discuss. Okay, so I would advise you to have individual recording of you talking about the topic and then compile them into one nice video. All right, so you can add images. All right, you don't have to talk as if in a room. You can even have your recording outdoor. Okay, for example, you can have maybe your sister, if your sister's around, just help you hold the phone and then you talk about it outside. All right, put it in the ambience of a real project. All right, so that is going to actually contribute to your marks on creativity. So if I am not mistaken, all right, the due date, I think I have it here. Okay, the due date for your vlog is week 11. Okay, so this is week 7. All right, so you have about approximately another 3 weeks to work on your vlog. All right, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, yeah, and if you remember, you have another task, which is your writing task. Okay, so your writing task, I am planning to do it in week 9. Okay, this is week 7. Week 8, you're going to have lecture, and week 9, you're going to sit for writing task. Okay, all right, so don't forget. Okay, so let's say if you're 4 or 5 in a team, all right, okay, so you can always decide on how are you guys going to start with your frame. Okay, what kind of introduction. Now it's week 7, not week 8, but last week it's a mid-sem break, right? Is it counted? Is it counted? So far we have only done 6 lectures, am I right? Oh, it's counted, is it? Week 7 is counted a part of lecture? So this is week 8, are you sure? Mid-break, somebody's telling not counted,
I
somebody's...
think it's week 7, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be week 7. Yeah, I think it's week 7, alright? Supposedly your mid-sem break is not counted. Your lecture says it's counted. Yeah, you gotta check back again because this is week 7, so you have another 7 weeks to go. Usually they don't count. Alright, okay? But anyway, you can cross-check. So this is week 7, so you have about 3 to 4 weeks to work on your blog. all right, and your writing will be done in week 9. Okay, all right. So do you have any questions pertaining to your vlog before we start today's lecture?
No, madam.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, so you can actually look at the YouTube, all right, the YouTube link that I just shared. So you will get some sort of a rough idea, all right, on how the vlog should actually look like, all right. It will provide you a better understanding of a vlog, yeah, all right. Okay, so we'll start with today's lecture. So today's lecture is going to be a little bit heavy. We're going to look at sentence structure. So if you have your module with you, all right, please take it out, all right, because we might be using our module, all right. Do we still have people who have not received their module from the West? From the West?
Madam.
We still have people who have not received. Okay, I'm so sorry, just have to bear a little bit, all right. We are trying to get the courier to speed up the process, but I'm not sure what is causing a delay, but I will keep a tab, all right? Okay, for those of you who do not have a module, all right, what I can do is that I will probably read out the materials that I want to use for today. Yeah? All right. So today we're going to look at sentence structure, all right, which is a very important element when we are dealing with writing, okay, writing especially. Have you been ever in a situation where you want to write a particular sentence, or probably few sentences, and then you're caught up in the same pattern of writing? That is probably because you are not exposed to various form of writing. Okay, so by knowing these patterns of writing or these types of sentences, it allows you to write your piece of idea in an interesting way, and of course it adds flavor to your writing. This is very much applicable if you're going to write your research project or your final year project later on, all right, where you might be asked to write in English, okay, and you would need to use a various type of sentences, okay, in academic writing to give a better I would say a more cohesive writing to your experts. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with simple sentence first. We all know what's a simple sentence. This is the basic understanding. All right. A simple sentence usually has only one subject and one verb. For example, she is a teacher. That's a simple sentence. Okay, if it's just one independent sentence, okay, or one independent clause, and usually it expresses a complete thought in one sentence. Okay, very easy. So examples are this. All right, the cat crept through the dark house. The very mouse watched from underneath an upturned cereal box. Okay, it may sound like a compound sentence, but it's not a compound sentence. It's still a simple sentence because you only have one idea. I'm sorry. Okay, you only have one idea over here. All right. So the third one. The predatory cat stopped and surveyed his surroundings. Yes, because of the usage of "and", all right, you may get confused and you may think that it is a compound sentence, but it's not a compound sentence. Why? Because what is the subject here? The cat. What is the verb here? He stopped and surveyed his surroundings. The goal or the main idea of the sentence is just one. So that's why it's still considered a simple sentence. Okay, there is no two subjects, just one subject. Okay, now let's look at compound sentence one step further. Okay, a compound sentence is usually, all right, two independent clauses. That means when you separate these sentences, okay, when you separate these particular sentences, they can actually stand by themselves. For example, okay, Ali is having his coffee while Siti is having her breakfast. Okay, or you can even say Ali is having his coffee and Siti is having her breakfast. You join with the conjunction and. Okay, so when you want to separate these sentences, Ali is having coffee, one independent clause, Siti is having her breakfast, another independent clause. So they are joined by the usage of conjunction. And the type of conjunctions we often use when we want to combine two independent clauses are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. Okay, so apparently these conjunctions, okay, they have an acronym called fanboys. Okay, F is for, N is for N is for nor, B is for but, O is for or, Y is for yet, and S is for so. So the difference between nor and or you should have already known by now. I have already explained earlier on, but in case if you have missed it, nor is for a negative kind of meaning. For example, she can neither have coffee nor tea. That means they cannot have any of them. Okay, and or is for a positive sentence. For example, she can either have coffee or tea. All right, so this usage of fanboys, okay, are very commonly used for compound sentences. Okay, let's say if you have to join two independent clauses to form one complete sentence, okay, you will use these conjunctions. Okay, all right, and usually the usage of conjunction will affect the meaning of the sentence itself. So that's why you have to be very careful and you have to make sure that you're using the correct conjunction for the sentence. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Okay, look at the first one. The cat was unsuccessful in his attempt to catch the mouse. Okay, that's the first independent clause. And the mouse was equally as unlucky in his attempt to get the cheese. Another independent clause, and they joined using and. Alright, okay. So this is a compound sentence. And you realize that they are joined by a comma. Alright, okay. The second one. The dog had watched all of this. Alright. Okay, so the dog had watched all of this, but he refused to become involved. Again, alright. These are two independent clauses. The dog had watched all of this. It can stand by itself. He had refused to become involved. It's also an independent clause. They can stand by itself. And they are connected or they are joined using a conjunction which is but. Alright. And the third one. The cat usually slept during the day, yet curiosity held him at the corner of the kitchen. Okay, so the independent clause here is the cat usually slept during the day. One complete idea. Curiosity held him at the corner of the kitchen. Okay, so that's supposed to be another independent clause, and they are joined using yet. Okay, so yet is supposed to be like because. All right, but the usage differs. Okay, yet and because the usage differs, you can even use yet at the start of sentence. Okay, that's the unique of it. All right, so now let's go to complex. Another step further. All right, so complex can be a little bit tricky. Okay, why? Because in this particular type of sentence, you will have to be very careful. Okay, because you are dealing with two different type of clause. Okay, remember, okay, when you want to form a sentence, right, the main aim of a sentence is that it has to make sense. It has to have a meaning. Okay, so that is the definition of an independent clause. That means it's a part of a sentence. It's not a complete sentence, but when you remove them from the sentence, an independent clause can actually stand by itself. Whereas a dependent clause, that means another part of the sentence, okay, when you remove them from the original sentence, a dependent clause cannot stand by itself. That means it will not make any sense to you. Okay, and usually to form a complex sentence, okay, you will usually have one independent clause, at least one, okay, and the dependent clause can be two or three, it doesn't matter. All right, because it has the embedding independent clause to form a complete thought. All right, and to form a complex sentence, okay, this independent clause and this dependent clause, they are joined by a subordinating conjunction. They are different than the coordinating conjunction. Like just now for compound sentence, it's called a coordinating conjunction. All right, so it's a little bit different, but okay, some of the coordinating conjunctions are a part of the subordinating conjunctions as well. All right, and if you want to start the sentence with a dependent clause, you have to make sure that it has a comma. Only then it is followed by an independent clause. All right, so to get a full list of a subordinating conjunction, all right, I want you to turn to page 94 of your book. Okay, if you have your book with you, 94. All right, okay, for those of you who do not have your book with you, all right, so I will read for you what are the subordinating conjunctions in the book, and probably later I will take a snapshot of this and then put it in the telegram. Okay, might as well I do it now, isn't it? All right, so you don't have to like wait for me to read. Okay, just hang on. Group E. Okay, I've already uploaded in the Telegram group. Okay, so you should, for those of you who do not have a book with you, you can actually look at the slash that I just shared. Okay, for those of you who have the book with you, please have a look at the subordinating conjunctions. Okay, page 94. So the words or the conjunctions are after, although, okay, as long as, because, all right, before, even if, once, since, though, unless, until, when, where, while. Okay, let's look at the example of while. Okay, I went shopping while my mother busy cleaning the house. Okay, so this one is yeah, this one is a complex sentence. Why do I say so? Okay, let's look at the sentence I went shopping. I went shopping, okay? So does it make sense to you? Yes, it makes sense to me. If you want to take out the part of sentence, it's an independent clause. My mother busy cleaning the house. Where? Why? Okay, it doesn't make a complete sentence at all, all right? It needs it needs a continuation, or it needs further explanation to make it as a complete sentence. So that is an dependent clause. All right, so if you start with an independent clause, all right, you don't need a comma, but if you start with a dependent clause, you need a comma. Okay, look at the example number 3. As I walk down the aisle, I can see tears flowing from my father's eyes. So this one, it begins with a subordinating conjunctions, okay, and then it's a dependent clause. Okay, I walk down the aisle. Okay, so all right, so that is a dependent clause. Okay, so you need a comma, and then you can see the independent clause followed the the independent clause. All right, I can see tears flowing from my father's eyes. Okay, for those of you who have got your book, all right, look at page 95. Okay, I give you like 2 minutes. Okay, I want you to complete the exercise on page 95. Okay, so while you're working on that, okay, hang on. While you're working on that, I am going to take your attendance. Okay, if you're here, you just say yes, yeah? Linda, are you here? Linda? Siti Ain Liana? Siti Ain Liana? Esther Mira?
Yes, madam, I'm here.
Okay, Chelsea? Chelsea?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Adrina?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Adrina?
Yes, madam.
Jackson? Jackson Leo? Okay.
Yes, madam.
Natasha? Natasha Arita? Jacqueline Diana?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Caprini?
Madam, I'm Natasha. I'm here.
Okay, Caprini? Okay, Nurul Amiza?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Dayang Norsha? Dayang Norsha? Dayang Nur Afika?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Siti Intan Nurhani? Siti Intan? Zuhairil?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Nur Shazana?
Yes, madam. And even
Shazana? Intan Tarbit is here. Okay, alright. Nurul Izzatul?
Yes, madam, I'm here.
Okay. Shazana, are you here? Nur Shazana?
yes, madam.
Okay. Nur Najwa?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Farzana?
Yes, madam.
Aiman?
I'm here.
Anisa?
Yes, madam.
Izati?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Arif here. Okay. Hamizi?
Saya pun nak cakap yes, madam. Madam tak panggil nama saya pun.
I saw you in the chat just now, Arif. Okay, Arif. Hamizi? Mizi? Anis Alia? Sorry, Aini Alia. Okay. Zaitul Najiha?
Madam?
Who's that? Zaitul, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Nur Shaza?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Razikin?
Yes, madam.
Taufik?
Yes, madam.
Ashwini?
Yes, madam.
Nur Sofia? Nur Sofia? Amirul?
Madam?
Okay. Amirul Hakim?
Yes, madam. I'm here.
Okay. Andrea? Andrea? Tengku Nur Ain Najiha?
Yes, madam.
Nur Farhani?
Yes, madam.
Nur Fatin Umaira?
I'm here, madam.
Izzatiani?
Present, madam.
Alif?
I'm here, madam.
Asma?
Present, madam.
Okay. Who is that? I can't hear your voice. Andrea is here. Okay. Alright. Okay. Attend. Okay, I had to take your attendance manually because some students have reported that, the system, even if you log in through my guru, the attendance just go missing, all right? So for that, I still have to record manually, yeah? All right. Okay, let's go back and discuss about the answer, all right? For page 94, it's very simple, all right? It's just on subordinating conjunction. So I'm just going to call you randomly. Okay, can we have Ashwini, what is the answer for number 1 if you have the book with you?
Yes, doctor. Number 1 is A.
A, that's right. After, yeah, after the class ended, we went to the playground. Okay, good. Okay, number 2, can we have Jackson Leo? Jackson? Yeah, what's the answer for number 2? Do you have the book with you?
Yes,
Okay, so what's the answer for number 2?
the answer of number 2 is C. Although.
No, it's not C. It's B. Okay? Alright, I did not like to talk to Alice because she talked about me, not although because she talked bad about me. Okay? If the sentence is like this, if the sentence is like, I like to talk to Alice, although she talked bad about me, then it's fine. But then here, I did not like to talk. Okay, so the answer is because B. Alright, thanks Jackson. Okay, I have to mute you. Who is that so noisy? Andrea. Okay. Can I have number 3? Can I have Sophia Ida? Are you here, Sophia?
Madam?
Okay, number 3, do you have a book with you?
Yes.
Okay, can I have the answer for number 3, please?
A.
Yeah, my mother was very angry since my father forgot about that date. Okay, good. All right, number 4, can I have Tengku Ain?
Number 4 is A.
Number 4 is A. Very good. Okay. Until Adam arrives, we need to wait for him outside of his room. Very good. Okay. Number 5. Okay. Can I have, we call Afiq lah. Afiq or Alif? Alif, I think. Alif, yeah.
5 is D, as soon as.
Yes, very good. As soon as my father arrives home, we are going to give his birthday gifts. Okay, very good. Okay, so you guys can also try the practice on page 96 later on, all right? Okay, I'm going to go on now explaining to you about the complex sentence again, and then we're going to go to the last part, which is compound complex. Okay. All right, so these are some examples of a complex sentence, okay, with the usage of a subordinate conjunction. So, the first one, yeah, okay. After he gave it some thought, the mouse decided to wait until later for his track. All right. So here, the usage of after, okay, and then you have the comma because this is a dependent clause, okay, and the following part is an independent clause. Okay, number 2. The cat fell asleep on the warm kitchen because he was deprived of sleep the night before. So this one, there is no comma because it starts with an independent clause. So that's why when I said it's important for you to know which one is an independent clause, which one is a dependent clause, because we need to differentiate them. Okay? All right. So the usage of subordinating conjunction is because. All right. Number 3. When the mouse heard the soft snoring of his sleeping nemesis, that means the cat, all right, he scurried to the pantry and grabbed enough food for a week. All right, okay. So this one is the usage of when. All right, when is the subordinate conjunction. Okay, let's look at compound complex. So this one is supposed to be the highest form of sentence, okay? And if you can write this, it shows that you have mastered the language very well, okay? It's not difficult, it's doable, okay? You're going to use the same subordinate conjunction. The only difference is that they would usually have two independent clause. That means the sentence is longer. All right. Just now for complex, you only have one independent clause, and then you could probably have two dependent clause, one or two dependent clause. But for a compound complex sentence, you have at least two independent clause, and then it could be one or two dependent clause. Okay, and you're going to use the same coordinating conjunction, the fanboys, okay, not the subordinate conjunction, yeah, and the not the earlier one, okay, only, okay. You would use the subordinate conjunction as well as the coordinating conjunction. Just now for complex, you only use the subordinate conjunction, right? Okay, because this is a compound complex, so you're going to use the subordinate conjunction, and you can also use the coordinating conjunction to join them. Okay, let's look at this example. Even though it seems the two were bent on the other's destruction, okay, even though, right, the cat and the mouse were rather fond of one another, and neither wanted the other's defeat. Okay, so you can see here, even though it seems like the two were bent on the other's destruction, okay, this is a complex sentence, okay. The cat and the mouse were rather fond of one another, okay. This is a dependent sentence, okay, dependent independent clause, okay. Neither wanted the other's defeat. That is a dependent clause, okay. The first part is an independent clause, and it's also a complex sentence, okay, a complex sentence, okay. And the second part is a dependent clause, okay, an independent clause, okay, and this is actually a compound sentence, okay, and neither wanted, oh my god, and neither wanted the other's defeat. That is obviously a dependent clause, okay. So let's look at number 2. This game was begun thousands of years ago. Independent clause, and it will continue for into the future. It will continue for into the future, all right. That's also an independent clause, okay. As other cats and mice prevail in hide and seek. That is a dependent clause. So you have two independent clause and then one dependent clause here, okay, with the usage of and, okay, and s. All right. So these are two examples of a compound and complex. You can actually find more in your book, okay. So yeah, all right. So do you have any questions? Anyone? Okay, all right. So if there are no questions, all right, I'm going to share with you the link, all right, for you guys to do your work, all right, for today. I'm sorry, okay. All right, so I will share with you this PowerPoint later. There are three tasks for you. The first one, you can actually look at the YouTube channel, okay, this particular brief explanation about compound complex sentence, okay. And then I want you to try the second and third link for exercise, okay, on today's lecture. And you may also want to work on the page 102 till 105 on the sentences, okay, for this is a compare and contrast essay draft, okay, but I want you to just try on in terms of constructing the sentences in the book. All right, if you have done, okay, the exercise on 102 to 105, okay, all you need to do is just snapshot your task, okay, and then attach. Okay, and then you just attach in the Telegram link, all right, so with your name so that I can view. Who is that? Somebody asked the question. Can you just unmute your microphone and then ask? Easy. Can you just unmute your microphone and ask? Which part
Yes,
do you
madam.
understand?
Sorry, madam. Just now I left because of my line, so I hear a bit about compound and complex, but not all. Can you explain again?
Okay, all right. I will touch on compound and complex again. All right. So for compound and complex sentence, okay, this is actually a combination of compound and then a complex sentence. Okay. So the difference between a compound complex sentence and a typical complex sentence is that a complex sentence you have one independent clause and then you may have two dependent clause. All right. Whereas a compound sentence, if you remember, you have two independent clause. So when you join them, okay, you may get two independent clause, one dependent clause, or two independent clause, and you want to join with another two dependent clause. So that's a compound and complex sentence. And you form them, okay, with both subordinate conjunction and coordinating conjunctions. Okay, remember for your compound sentences, right, you would use coordinating conjunctions, right? So you will use them as well, okay? And you will use subordinate conjunction to join the dependent clause for because you use them for complex sentence, okay? And these are the these are the examples. All right, okay, you can look through the examples later, all right, and then try to identify which is the independent clause, which is the dependent clause for you to understand better. Okay, do we have any other questions? Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
No, madam.
All right, thank you very much. I will share this PowerPoint, all right, in Google Classroom, okay? So you can actually access all of this link, all right, later when you are going to do your exercise, okay? All right. Andrea, mute your microphone. We can literally hear you. Okay. All right. So if there are no questions, okay, you can start working on your vlog. All right. And then make sure to do your tasks in your module and then just post it up in the Telegram link. Who is that? Who is that? Okay. All right. I want you to just try the exercises, okay? And then if there are any questions, you can even ask me in the group. Yeah? All right. So thank you very much. I will see you guys again, all right, next week.
Madam, I just want to reconfirm that our task is just doing the exercise, right?
Okay, you can, okay, you have two tasks. Okay, first you have to try the link that I shared with you. Okay, I will put up the PowerPoint in Google Classroom in a while. That's the first task. The second task is to do page 96 on your module. Okay, and then page 102 until 105. Okay, 102 to 105, okay, for those who have the module, okay. And then once you have done the task, I want you to take photos of the task in the module and put it in the Telegram group with your name. Okay?
Madam?
Yeah.
Do we have to submit it by today or during the class?
Yes, today. Today, the class is supposed to end by 1, so you have another 1 hour. You have to do it now.
All right. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Madam.
Yes.
Madam.
Yes.
How about those who don't get the book?
Those who don't have the book, I'm about to share the snapshot for you in the Telegram, okay? So you can write the answers in a piece of paper and then submit. I mean, take a photo and submit. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, all right. So if there are no questions, okay, I will see you guys again next week. All right, stay safe, people. If there are any further questions on blog, you can ask me later, yeah? All right. So see you next week.